Thank you very much. I wish to note that the past 5 years came on the back of major educational reforms, which demanded that the Commission works beyond the level of commitment to ensure that no ball was dropped at any point. Some of these reforms focused on the curriculum, examination management, admissions to Form 1, rolling out of the free day and secondary schooling, amongst others. I'm happy to announce that the TSC rose to the occasion during this period. In sum, the Commission achieved the following during this period of accelerated education reforms. Cabinet Secretary, sir, we did indeed introduce and institutionalize teacher performance appraisal and development, what is commonly known as TPAD, for teachers, and performance contract, what we call the PC for head teachers. We also established a teacher professional development, TPD framework, to enhance professionalism in the service. We had the training of over 150,000 teachers on ICT integration and transition to the CBC. There has been the development and rollout of the policy on identification and deployment of institutional administrators and teacher career progression guidelines. There has been also the recruitment of 28,000 additional teachers to address shortages and the 100% transition. We have also decentralized major TSC functions to the county and sub-county and the sub-counties to ensure that our teachers get services closer to where they teach. We have also reviewed and disseminated the Code of Regulation for Teachers and the Code of Conduct and Ethics to all public institutions. The TSC has also enhanced online services to teachers, like the teacher registration, the payslip, payroll transactions, including applications on online, especially when teachers have to come for interviews. And so these are major milestones in the achievements in the last 5 years as we rolled out the strategic plan that we are just about now to go into the next one. I feel quite privileged to be part of the TSC team that successfully helped to steer the implementation of the strategic plan that has just ended, and to still be part of the journey as we open the door to the rollout of a new one. I'm ready and confident that we will do even better in implementing the new strategic plan. I therefore once again thank all of you to today's occasion and assure you that the Commission values all of you. I request you to keep supporting the Commission as we walk this road for the next 5 years of the new plan. We in turn promise our unequivocal support and cooperation. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I now wish to invite the Cabinet Secretary, Professor Magoha to make his presentation. Please let us rise up and welcome him to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to join the Teachers Service Commission and all other education stakeholders during today's launch of the 2019-2023 strategic plan. I would not have missed this for anything because I know that from where I sit, the greatest stakeholder that will ensure that I succeed in what I'm doing is Teachers Service Commission. And this is very simple because the first most important person in my new life is the learner. The second most important person is the teacher. So there is nothing that the government can do without the teacher. And I would also like to inform you that the government of the Republic of Kenya relies on Teacher Service Commission to employ an odd 320,000. That is the biggest single cohort of the public civil servant. And therefore, the management of that kind of institution is entirely important to the success of government. At the present moment, you can see it is two young ladies heading, the chair and the CEO, and they are very efficient. This is because even though I'm a surgeon, I've now interacted with teachers in the periphery, not in the center. I keep saying that I don't believe in reports. So I go and find out what the teacher is doing in the village. And I want to affirm that I'm thoroughly convinced that our teachers are some of the very best in the globe, and all that we need to do is to empower them. I also want to recognize the Teachers Service Commission for being very professional, steadfast, and solid in what they are doing. It is very simple. If you can't plan and you cannot measure what you want to do, then you do nothing because you won't even know that you have done nothing. But what I've seen with the Teacher Service Commission is that when you hear them saying something, they have very high standards which are unfettered, and they know precisely what they want. That's why you haven't seen us talking to each other loudly or talking at each other, because we have dovetailed very well. It is like a government unit that has been fully privatized, that knows its targets. And I want to say this without fear of contradiction, ladies and gentlemen. When you wake up in the morning, you have to plan your day. If you don't plan your day, you will not know what you have not done and what you have done. So it is noble and right to ask our good teachers to measure what they are doing. In life, if you don't measure anything, you don't know what you are doing. I have gone through it when I was a headmaster of the biggest university in this country for 10 odd years. And the measurable thing that you see from the performance contract is the University of Nairobi Tower. So let us not waste time arguing about semantics. Planning a teacher's life is good for the teacher. Like when I wake up, I know I'm going to do this and this. As a surgeon, I say, okay, this morning, I'm going to perform this operation. When I finish this operation, I'm going to do this one. When I finish this one at this time, I'm going to do this one. If you don't do that, you won't know what you have done. So I want to thank the Teacher Service Commission for being very steadfast, for persuading the teachers to accept the performance contracting. It is for their own good. I fought it first when I did not understand what it was about. But when I realized it was the only way to succeed as a vice chancellor, I embraced it and took it to the high heavens. And in fact, I became excellent. Perhaps TSC will now be the next excellent unit in that program. Ladies and gentlemen, fundamentally, quality of education is best achieved if requisite resources are made available. I am aware. I am part of government. So when I say government, it doesn't mean I'm not part of it. The government is aware that we do not have enough teachers. And the government is also very much alive to the fact that we shall continue to employ teachers in order for us to be able to carry out the mandate that we want. So the fact that we are short of about 96,000 teachers does not mean that we are not addressing the issue. I think every year we are going to steadfastly continue to employ more teachers because, you know, again, our budget, we are already taking about 33%. And I'm very happy to know that the majority of this money is going towards the teacher. So no house was built in one day. Let people not take advantage of the fact that the teachers are already overstretched, but they are doing their very best, and we are dealing with issues together with the Teacher Service Commission. And I think it is something that we are doing. This year, I think we employed up to 28,000 new teachers. Not enough, but we are on the way. The other thing I would like to ask the TSC to consider, let us do more with less. I know they are already doing much more than is necessary, but for the sake of our child, if we can synergize and do more with less, it will help as government keeps looking. The launch of the strategic plan couldn't have come at a better time. I was the first person to create a strategic plan for the University of Nairobi. If you don't have a plan, then you are dead. Then you can't plan. You know, you can't conceptualize what you are doing in the future. So government in January 2019 rolled out the competency-based program, curriculum, which is basically the big elephant in the room. And the launch of this strategic plan, I'm hoping, will also help me to breathe. Because I can make a lot of noise at the top. If I don't have Teacher Service Commission and the teacher, not any other person, then it is like giving birth to a dead child, isn't it? This curriculum will heavily depend on how Teacher Service Commission manages the tasks of continuous training and supervision of programs. I would like to state here that we will get challenges, but as far as training is concerned, we shall train the teachers because government will provide money in August for us to train teachers. And we hope that by that time, by the time we have a national conference in around late August or so, after the teachers have been trained, we shall basically be ready to roll into the fourth year of the curriculum. And if there are any shortfalls, then those ones can be dealt with in October. I want to thank Teacher Service Commission for the 100% transition policy. TSC has had a lot to do with this, and we should commend our teachers because I think they have been at the center of the success of this ongoing process. Let us also remember that as this goes into the second year, third year, and fourth year, we shall have many more children until we reach fourth year. And we hope that government will continue also to employ more teachers to deal with this. Ongoing reforms in management of national examinations are largely hinged on the teacher's role. I don't need to say more because I was there, and I would like to say that I have interacted with the teachers, all of them, from the toilet to the classroom to the examination hall to where they have issues, and they are a fantastic lot of people, to the marking of exams room, where I see people say, oh, this exam is meant for people who have come from heaven, and the teachers mark and say, no, this is the level. And they are proud to say, Professor, this is the level which we see this has come from. So people keep talking about NEC. There's no NEC. It is teachers who do everything. Are we together? They set, moderate, and give exams, and they come and mark them and give grades. I wish to commend TSC for successfully carrying out the 91,000 teachers, and for the firmness, Dr. Nancy Njeri Macharia, for the firmness. You have shown people of this republic that nobody is above the law. If I, as Magoha, son of Magoha, breaks the law will come for me. So anybody, including our very revered and good teachers, anyone who breaks the law will have to be answerable. And this is what I kept saying. I'm being misquoted by everybody. I have no authority, and we respect each other so much with Dr. Macharia that I would not go into her area and start giving directives there. That is not teamwork. Do you get the point? So the situation as regards the teachers who are interdicted, they remain interdicted. If there is intercession to be done, it will have to be done with the Teachers Service Commission, which is the responsible body. And let me advise the noisemakers that if you say if you are a thief and you have been caught, then don't make noise because you have been caught. Go and say, "Tafadhali, I've been caught. Forgive me." Don't say, "No, you can't take me to jail," because do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm advising those people to go slow and go and plead with the organ to plead with is the Teacher Service Commission. It's not the minister, because the minister would want to even put them for a much serious offense than what they did. I wish to observe that the Vision 2030 strategy identifies the availability of skilled manpower as a critical component. Follows therefore that the teacher must play a critical role, as I've said. Having perused the teacher's strategic plan, I am happy to note that the strategic plan has been appropriately aligned to the National Education Sector Plan for 2018-2022. As you said, to implement this strategic plan, I challenge the Commission to wake up to the reality that there won't be short fixes to some of the long-term issues that have slowed down its activities. I therefore propose that the Commission continues to explore ways, including reassessment of teaching norms as part of efforts. And these are some of the ways to ease teaching. Staff shortage that currently stands at 96,000 is being addressed, like I said before, to effectively deliver the competency-based curriculum, even with the strain on teachers and schools. And I've seen this even among the poorest of the schools. There is engagement. What I've seen about the competency-based program, those who are making noise should go and have a look at it. There's 100% engagement between the teacher and the learner. And the teacher is like just a facilitator. And it's like the learner is teaching himself, but the teacher is there. So the teacher has to be there. The learner is also happy. And there is passion between the two. Go and find out yourself. So we are relying on Teacher Service Commission under the leadership of Dr. Nzomu and Dr. Macharia to help us deliver this competency-based curriculum. We shall continue to ensure that the facilities are upgraded, and we also are relying on you to create a policy framework that will help us to continue the 100% transition. But as I said, so I wanted to clarify certain issues. The press has gone ahead and decided that we have decided that there will be 3 years in secondary school. That is fake news, and put it in capital letters. That is work in progress. We are debating. We have not decided anything like that. If at the end of the day all stakeholders decide that there will be 3 years in secondary school, so be it. But nobody authorized the press to go and decide that there will be 3 years in secondary school. I wanted to make that very clear because I've been looking for the author and he has refused to pick my phone. Maybe when he calls, I will tell him. We would want to continue building capacity for teachers. And this, Dr. Nazim Macharia, this we are going to continue because we are aware that the teacher training is a continuous process. I am advised that there is a cloud and that there are ICT facilities that we are going to continue to continually train the teacher as we move along. I have noted that the strategic plan requires 114 billion over 5 years for its implementation. The largest portion of this amount is targeted for recruitment of additional teachers. While the government fully appreciates the teacher shortage levels, especially at secondary school, you must agree that this requires a significant investment to alleviate. And basically, what the government is saying is that let us walk this path together. If we have a plan, we shall continue to employ the teachers as we move along. And I think we shall get where we are going. Finally, my dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate the need for collaboration and unity of purpose among all stakeholders. Because we have one government, one leader, one people, and one learner. Are we together? So we deliver as one. And from where I sit, I am very happy to say that me and TSC, we are one. Anybody who wants to separate what God has put together will get. With those remarks, I now wish to declare the 2019-2023 TSC strategic plan officially launched, and I wish the Commission well in the process of its implementation. Thank you very much.
We are aware that we can never have enough funds to employ all teachers that are required, and this is the reason why the Commission is working out on innovative ways of curriculum delivery. We will also seek to enhance professionalism and integrity among employees through coaching and mentorship programs. The strategy will involve liaison with the national government to support recruitment of foundational teachers towards 100% transition, building capacity of teachers to integrate ICT in teaching and learning, ensuring that coaching and mentorship are properly handled as a preventive measure to teacher discipline, and strengthening the governance of management of data by establishing information security and ICT resource recovery systems. The last one, strategic focus 3, is on service delivery reengineering. This focus area seeks to strengthen the integrated support systems and structures to improve efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery by the Commission at all levels. The Commission will review its processes and systems to enhance responsiveness to customer and stakeholder concerns and put in place tools that will unlock the best customer experience possible. And the importance of this is because we know as a commission, teachers must be properly served if they are to give attention to our learners. And this will be done through designing and implementing a flexible working program based on staff productivity, implementation of the reward and sanction policy at the Commission. We also have the transformation as far as service delivery is concerned, and we will establish structures for research and innovation to inform teacher management processes. In addition to the focus areas, the Commission is aware that implementation of the strategic plan comes with risks, and I wish to assure our stakeholders that the plan integrates a robust risk management framework which considers and identifies mitigations for any risks that will come by. Then on monitoring and evaluation, we shall also put in place a robust monitoring and evaluation system that will go a long way in tracking progress in the achievement of targets set out in this plan. The monitoring and evaluation framework will equally instill a culture of performance among the actors and the process owners, hence providing a basis of rewards for good performance. And I wish to assure our stakeholders that the document is not just going to be put under the shelves. It's a document that we are going to monitor and evaluate how much we are implementing and what we need to do. The primary responsibility of implementing this plan lies with the commissioners, management, and employees of the Teachers Service Commission. In this connection, the board will continuously provide an enabling environment to facilitate the management and staff to realize the full implementation of the plan. In addition, the board, together with the management, will endeavor to build and sustain linkages and collaborations with our key stakeholders to ensure that we share the knowledge and any lessons that will be learned. And I once again wish to appreciate the commitment of the ministry to work very closely with us. Finally, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to sincerely thank the entire team that was involved in the preparation of the strategic plan. These include members of the Commission, management, staff, stakeholders, and consultants, especially the one who guided this process. Once again, let me express our sincere appreciation to all of you for joining us this morning and for witnessing the launch of our strategic plan 2019-2023.